Your voice, your opinion, your community. Fact TV, free speech, protected.
Local news, politics, business, sports, arts, music. Mike and Marty on the beat. Mike and Marty. Mike and Marty.
Good morning, Rockingham and Bellows Falls. It's The Feed with Mike and Marty. How are you doing today? It's Ash Wednesday.
It's Ash Wednesday.
Yeah.
Probably everyone's recovering from Fat Tuesday.
I hope so. I didn't have much of a Fat Tuesday, but, you know.
I didn't even realize it until this morning. So
Yeah.
It's too late. Too late to be Fat Tuesday.
Anyway, we're going to have one of our Talk Amongst Ourselves days here
Which we know
on
you
The
all
Feed.
love.
You all love these things. Mike, I actually enjoy them a lot because I think we don't get a chance to talk among ourselves that much. But let's start with local events.
Local events. I would love to give a shout out to our local Windham County reps, Michelle Boslin and Leslie Goldman from the House, and Nader Hassim and Wendy Harrison from the Senate. This past Saturday, they did like an open chat at the library, and it was really well attended. There was probably like 25 people. The plan is for them to do these open forums, I guess you'd call it. Every
Sort of a
third-
meet the candidate thing,
Yeah.
except they're not candidates, they're
candidates,
representatives.
The third Saturday of every month, they'll be having them. I think it was 10:30 to 11:30, and it's a great way if you have something that you're passionate about. If you have something you have a question about, there was a question about how bills go through, so they're. It was just really nice that they took their time. They're really busy with they're in session right now, and they're setting these up so that they can be available to the people. And I don't know if that's the norm here in if other counties
parts
do
of
that, but
Vermont.
I think a huge shout out and kudos to our local reps for being very transparent and very available to us as constituents. At the Bellows Falls Opera House this week is the second week of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantum Mania. What is Quantum Mania?
Well, Quantum Mania is Ant-Man actually
I really-
shrinks
I really
down
know.
and goes into this other, whatever you would, it's the quantum environment or the quantum
Quantum
universe,
universe?
and he goes off and he exists in there, and he's the normal size in that, but he's a small ant in this one, and yeah, that's it.
Okay, sounds like good times.
Sounds like it's science fiction again.
Okay, I'll wait till they get not science fiction.
Okay.
That's good through February 28th. The classic movie, this is a good one.
Okay.
I can remember watching this one with my nieces when they were little. Matilda. That's a classic. That's sponsored by JP Trucking and Hodgkin and Sons. Last week we had David Stern here to give us all of the ins and outs of Urinetown. That is going to be playing March 24th, 25th, 26th, the 30th, the 31st, and April 1st. Tickets are available at the Bellows Falls Opera House. There are evening performances, matinee performances, and I think, as with any David Stern production, it is worth the price of admission. Also happening in the month of March, the Bellows Falls Drama Club is back.
All right.
And they're doing productions. If you've never been to one of the local high school productions, I strongly recommend it. They're doing SpongeBob Musical.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. It's March 10th at 7 p.m. and March 11th at 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. And having gone to at least a few of their productions prior to COVID, they had to shut down for a while. Prior to COVID, they're always fun. It's nice to see the kids. There's some definite talent, local talent that you'll see. So mark that on your calendar. Ray Masuko Music Series is continuing. Remember, there's 4 of them this year. So concert number 2 is the Steel Wheels. That's Friday, April 7th. And I do keep mentioning it because tickets will sell out. So even though
and
April seems
sneaks
like
up on you really
it
fast.
does.
It's one of those months that you think,
'cause-
that's way off, but no, it's right around the corner.
And you did the last time the Steel Wheels were here. You had done a little promo for them.
I'll have
and
to pull that up, and we'll have to play
we should
that.
show it. And
Yeah,
then
they were really good.
they sold out for sure that time.
Yeah.
So coming on Thursday, May 18th, another venue of music or another style of music, Smells Like Nirvana. Nirvana cover band. This is sponsored by Brian from PK's, and we should get him.
Yeah, we really
Note
need
to
to
self,
have him
we
back
should
and
have
maybe
him
do
on,
get some clips.
some promos
Yeah.
and talking about, because he's another person trying to really promote music and happenings and things at the theater. The fourth in the concert series for the third in the concert series, I'm getting ahead of myself, is Chris Smither. That's Saturday, September 23rd. Might be a little early to buy tickets for him, but again,
You get better seats.
get
if
better
you get 'em
seats.
now.
Super easy to get any tickets through the Opera House venue. They have a really good ticketing system that's easy. And then coming in June, you're going to hear us talking a lot about it because we do really want it to be a nice community event, is the Bells Falls Festival.
Yeah. Well, it's sort of gonna like I thought your analogy last week was really good about. It's sort of like Roots, and everyone loved Roots, and this may not be Roots, but it's going to be something that's
It's
like
the
Roots.
spirit of Roots,
Yeah.
the spirit of bringing music to the community, the spirit of with bringing music to the community brings a whole different crowd of people to the
Yes.
community. The biggest change we did was we just changing the location to make it a little tiny bit more accessible and to make it so that the people that were coming could easily go into downtown, because you park your car and you walk
Yeah.
in, you walk to downtown. It's going to start at like, I think we decided it's going to gates are going to open at 1 in the afternoon. We will allow people to go in and out. So if somebody wants to, if they're not finding the food they want from the food trucks that we have
They can
there,
go and
they
get
could
a
go
meal
into
or-
town
yeah.
and come back. If somebody only wants to see one band early and then come back for the closer, they can do that. We're checking the flexibility this
Yeah,
year.
that's a good thing to do. Well,
That's
you
a
know,
tough one, because usually when you
it's-
go to festivals, you don't get to leave.
Yeah.
But we're gonna see how that works. And I think that we're trying to keep it small and simple this year. I don't know if that's gonna. I don't think any festival's simple, but
Especially the first year, because it's like no one knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
Roots, it was sort of, by the time at the end, there was sort of like a cadre of people that, like I volunteered
was.
several times, and you could just sort of just plug in to where you were last year, and it
Yeah,
was a
you knew
similar
you knew
thing.
your role as a volunteer.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you knew what was needed. You knew what you needed to pay attention
Yeah.
to. And I think even within the Roots era, they tried different like iterations
Oh
of it.
yeah,
And
they
I
did.
remember.
and it was always confusing all the time. So it was-
Yeah, because they had like a Thursday night like sort of mini
yeah.
event and a Friday
then
night
Friday
kickoff
downtown, and then,
yeah. So we're not going quite that crazy.
Yeah,
We're sticking
yeah.
with one day and a pretty straightforward schedule. But the idea is to build something like that. Like maybe it becomes a 2-day festival, or maybe it becomes a longer day festival or something.
But you got to start small.
You do, and you can't. You
Doable.
don't want to bite off more than you can chew.
Right.
And the venue itself, the Waypoint Center is big, and we actually went down and blocked it up, kind of blocked up in our minds, blocked up where things were last week. But it also doesn't. We can only have like probably so many people in there. So if it were to grow to be big to grow beyond that capacity,
Yeah.
we'd have to find another close by location.
Although I don't know. I just
we were trying to
with
picture it.
Robinson, with the Robinson Field there now, it seems like it's more open than it
That
was
was what
back
we
when they did.
originally had thought of using that, but then you have to figure out a covered stage. There's a lot
Oh,
of things
yeah.
we'd have
There's
to
a lot
figure
of
out.
other
Whereas the
things.
Waypoint Center kind of lends itself. It's already a
Yeah,
covered
yeah.
stage. It's already there's electricity there. There's
Yeah,
already like a
yeah.
lot of things there. If it got bigger, that would be
Yeah. That could be stage 2.
Yeah,
That could be
yeah.
the second stage.
It's probably gonna be-
where-
it's probably gonna be
where they have
parking
the-
this year.
The bluegrass stage here and the jazz stage over
and
here.
you know where Mike's going to be. Speaking of music, though, you have some music clips.
Yeah, we're going to do a music clip later today. It's going to be really good.
Nice. But you've also been busy doing some other clips, I hear.
Yes. Well, one of our favorite themes here on the feed is there are things to do around here.
It is one
And
of my
as
favorite
much
themes.
as people
Bemoan the
complain
fact.
about that there aren't things to do around here, there are. And this last weekend, that was brought to me. My son came up from Brooklyn, and we were like, we have this sort of little circuit that we do whenever he comes up, and we like go over to Stuart and John's and have pancakes and fresh syrup and sausage, and then we go out to these farm stands, and because he likes ice cream, and there's this one ice cream place that's really good. And then we like cheese, and there's a nice cheese. And we were going through this thing, and I said, we should do this on the feed. So we're going to expose our secret places to
Uh-oh.
you. Oh, no, because that's it. Sort of like you think, well, February, you're not going to go to a farm stand. But
It's
you
true.
can. You
You can.
actually can. There's several farm stands. And the thing I enjoy about these farm stands is they're the honor system farm stands.
Oh,
So
really?
you go and you pick out what you want and you put your money in. You never see the farmer or anyone else.
wow.
And I thought
No,
you
I
would
didn't know that. No,
this
no.
is the coolest thing. There are several of them around, and what the two we'll do today is one's in Grafton and one's in Westminster West,
Okay.
and they're really neat. And let's roll the first clip. Farm stand in Vermont in February? Inconceivable. But here we are at Idle Acres, the Milk Shack, where they have fresh ice cream, fresh produce, not produce, but fresh products, and start all over. Would you say recording?
Recording.
Farm stands in Vermont in February? Inconceivable. It's Mike Smith here at the Idle Acres Farm in Grafton, Vermont on Route 121. We're here at the Milk Shack where they have ice cream, whoopie pies, ginger, candied ginger, and other treats that you can only get fresh in Vermont in February. Let's take a look inside.
Oh,
So
that's
who
so
knew?
funny.
Yeah.
I do like your homage to Rick Moranis with the inconceivable.
Yes, I have a difficult time going out and doing these stand-up things. So it's just was Sue and I go on.
So much for the
it's a
one
whole
take, right?
treat. Yes. But anyway, you go there. They have great ice cream. I mean, really creamy ice cream.
They I know I've seen it posted. They open only a few times in the summer.
Yeah,
That
that's
stand,
the stand, yeah.
and everybody raves about it. I didn't know that was where you were
Yeah,
going. I
but
didn't
you
know
could
they had-
go in, and in the freezer they have pints of ice cream, but they also have these little, I don't even know how, they're less than a cup, but they have all the flavors.
the theoretical single serving.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's great. And like the prices are great. We had these blueberry bars for like $1.50 that were like, big. And then the milk is like $2 for a half gallon. I
Wow.
know we're not supposed to be talking about prices here, and we're not actually advertising. We don't get anything out of this, but it's whole milk, and Will, my son, he loves to get their whole milk and then put chocolate in it, and it makes
have
this
real chocolate milk?
really creamy chocolate milk.
He's a connoisseur.
He did. I think he drank a half gallon of
my
milk
God.
on Saturday. Anyway, so that's Rushton Farm. So, and it's like I said, it's like you go in, you pick your thing, put your cash in the box, and you leave, and it's just great. The farmers were funny because they were watching us. And it was like,
I saw them in the background, and I thought, well, I wonder if Mike checked with them first, or if
well,
he
we
just,
did,
I
but they were
figured
like
that.
still. It was like, what are these people doing?
I know.
They must have thought we were from
They probably thought you might have been from like,
the flatlands.
yeah, the flatlands.
But anyway, that's Russian Farm. Try that one out. The other one that's one of my favorites is Vermont Shepherd, and that's on Patch Road in Westminster West.
Okay, is that next?
And that's next. Let's.
Awesome. And recording.
Okay, here we are. Cool February morning, and here we are at the Vermont Shepherd, another farm stand here in Vermont in February. It's the major farm, and they do sheep, and they do sheep cheese, and they do yogurt, and they do sort of an ice cream thing and wool. So let's go ahead and take a look. And that's Vermont Shepherd.
But it's so funny. I never would have had any idea that there's these
That
little,
they're there.
these little.
And it's really amazing. Vermont Shepherd has this. My current favorite. They have this fromage blanc. It's or blanc, I guess. It's like cream cheese, except it's lighter. It's like a brand new farmer's cheese. And you can. What I like to do is to have an English muffin in the morning and spread some of that on there, and then put some strawberry jam on.
Is it like a sweeter cheese or a sharper?
It's like a sweeter cheese, but there's like a little tang at the end, and it's really it's quite a good taste. They make a marinated one too that you could put on like crusty bread, like you could.
Like dipping bread.
Yeah,
kind
like
of?
for dipping. It's marinated in olive oil, garlic, and thyme.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Oh, it's incredibly good.
This little series this little like thing that you're just doing reminds me of. I don't know if they still do it. The Boston station. I don't know which one, but they used to do a tank away. Do you remember that
really?
series?
No.
A Chronicle. They used to do a tank away, and they would find these little out of the way places that were like a tank away from Boston. And this is kind of a similar.
Except this isn't even a tank
right,
away.
It isn't
this
even
is
a
like
tank
10
away.
minutes away.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, so I highly recommend. I think we're going to do more of these. I know I want to do the Alpen place with the goats. They're another place where you can go and get cheeses and stuff, and so that's
kind of like how they kind of supplement when they can't go to farmers markets.
When they can't do farmers markets,
the stuff they'd have at the market.
And it's a little. I don't know that they make a lot of money at it, but
Why
it's
not?
a little farm shop, and they can do it, and it certainly is great for us because. We went out and found at the other place, at the Rushton Farm, they had candied ginger, fresh candied ginger a little while back. That it was like no candied ginger you could buy in the store. It was like so fresh and so sweet. It was just
and good for you too. The ginger part is really good for you.
Yeah,
in the winter especially.
Anyway, so that's maybe we'll do some more of these things.
We are down to 5 minutes.
Oh, we're down to 5 minutes, so we have to go
clip.
quick. We have to do a music thing. This is a piece that was done last Thursday at the Nova Arts. It's 3 people, Zara Bode, and Alton Lathrop, and Dan Baldini. Zara has a great voice. Alton has a great gypsy guitar player, and Dan Baldini is a bass player who was rumored to have played with Frank Sinatra.
Ooh.
Anyway, let's go with Green Grass.
Lay your head where my heart used to be. Hold the earth above me. Lay down in the green grass. Remember when you loved me. Hold me closer, don't be shy. Stand beneath the rainy sky. The think of me when train goes by, oh, the thistles and the brambles whistle, didn't they ramble? And now there's a bubble of me, and it's floating in the will stand in the shade of me. Things are now made of me, and the weather vane will say it looks like rain today. Oh God, to the stars, any Charleston can't tear the birds from the blossoms. You'll never be free of me, oh no. They make a tree of me. Oh, don't say goodbye to me. Describe the sky to me. And if the sky falls, mark my words, we'll catch mockingbirds. Will stand in the shade of me. Things are now made of me, and the weather vane will say it looks like rain today. We'll go to the stars, any Charleston can't tell the birds from the blossoms. You'll never be free of me. They'll make a tree of me. Oh, don't say goodbye to me. Describe the sky to me. And if the sky falls, mark my words. If the sky falls, mark my words. If the sky falls, mark my words. We'll catch mockingbirds.
Thank you.
That's my rendition of Green Grass, which is by Tom Waits. He just writes such good, heartbreaking songs. A national treasure. And yeah, it's more about, it's a love song, but it's about like, if you try to forget about me, I will haunt you for the rest of your life. And that really hits, you know? Happy Valentine's Day out to you.
All right. So,
Now what?
last song.
And that says the time is up.
Well, you once again proved that There's always something to do.
there's
You just
stuff
have to
to
find.
do.
You just have to like look around.
And if you liked Zarabode and that music, they're playing tomorrow night at the Brattleboro Music Center at 7:00. It's called Zarabode's Big Little Band.
Nice.
Yeah. So that is all the time we have for this week. We will see you next week.
And we have a guest.
And we have a guest, so you won't have to put up with us just chattering. All right. See you. Bye.
See you, community.